Hi, welcome back to our channel. This video we are going to talk about Packer with Ansible. So if you guys miss out to my previous video, I would suggest to please go ahead and watch. So we have done the Packer with shell. So we have configured the tomcat and with Packer. So I would strongly suggest please go ahead and watch my previous video. Then the previous video, so we discussed about how to write a Packer JSON file and how to install the Packer with Windows and Linux environment. How we need to start. I would strongly suggest please go ahead and watch my previous video. Then this video we are going to talk about so Packer with Ansible. Okay. Uh, if you go to the Packer.document, if you go to the just to Packer.io site, if you do go to the document, if you scroll down, so there is a actually the previous video we talked about builder and provisions. Okay, if you look at the provisions, if you look at the provisions, there is a provision is nothing but a configuration management. If you want to run something in the OS level, that comes part of the provisioners. Okay, if you look at here, Ansible local is available, Ansible remote available, and Chef client and coverage file, inspect PowerShell and Puppet server, shell local, and there are a lot of stuff here. Okay, if you go to the here Ansible local, I would like to go with Ansible local. So Ansible local, what it exactly do, what the Packer will do when you write a code with Packer. So we are going to define two components. Uh, so one is for the builder, other one is provisions. The builder is uh, which environment we're building the AMIs, which cloud provider. So if you are using AWS, we are going to keep all the necessary information in AWS environment details into the builder section. Builder is nothing but based on the provider. So if you are going with the Azure, you have to fill all the Azure necessary details. Necessary details means we need to keep the instance class and the VPC name and all the stuff. So what they will do, Packer, when you build the Packer, so it will going to create the server, then it will take the AMI. Sorry, when you build when you hit the Packer build command, what will do? Packer is going to launch the automatically one EC2 instance based on instance class which is provided in the packer.json file. Then it will do all the provision stuff. Provision stuff is in the configuration management. If you keep it as a install some kind of command rather than running manually, we are going to make it as an automate by using Packer. That is the advantage of using a Packer. We don't want to run anything manually. I want to run everything with the AMI. Okay, let's say if you want to build, if you want to install the Tomcat application, how we are installing, we'll create a server. We'll, after creating the server, on the top of it, you are going to install the install Tomcat and install Java. So we don't want to do anything manually. I want to build through Packer. In that such case, so we have to use the provisions. If you use the provisions, there is a multiple ways we can configure management. You can do one is we can go Puppet, we can go Shell, we can go Ansible, we can go Chef. So by using these are the provisions we can use whatever you want. But I'm going this session I'm going to talk about Ansible local. So Ansible local is a what we'll do this exactly. Let's say I have already read the code actually. If we come down here, so let's say for example, if we have idea, so we just need to write a playbook. So playbook is nothing but what we want to do. So let's say for example, if you want to install the Tomcat application, if you want to install Tomcat application, what he has to do? So we have to install the Java first. Tomcat should require Java, and after that we have to create a user. The username is Tomcat or a group. Also, we need to create group has to get. Then after that, we need to install the Tomcat application. Then after that, we need to start the services. These are the things we have to put the uh, Ansible playbook. Okay, I have already read the Ansible playbook. Before going to Ansible playbook, let's see. So how it is the provisions? So provisions actually, if you keep the provisions, if you use that one, the type is the Ansible local. If it is a type is shell, we have to keep the shell. I would say I would if you can see my previous video, I already pushed to GitHub. You can see my GitHub. If you click on packer.json, so if you package.json, I kept all the commands my previous video. I install nginx and Java other stuff. So if you go back to my packer.json file, how it was called? If you can see, So this is all the builder's information which I keep. If you can see, type is Amazon EBS and access key and secret key, and the region where you want to build and what is the user, and all the stuff which you placed here. And the instance type would we want to keep, because the Packer has to create the instance. So it has to keep the all details under which region want to create. This just for the temporary instance. Once Packer will create the instance and shut down the instance, and take the AMI and terminate the servers. Packer itself only it will going to do. We don't want to do anything manually. Okay. So if you come down, you can see provision. The type is shell. Now I'm going with the type is Ansible local. If you go to the type is shell, so you can see the script. I keep it as a package data sh. So you can go such a way. So now I'm going with the Ansible local in the playbook file. I'm keeping as a playbook.yaml. You can keep it anything. Okay. This is the way we have to call the playbook Ansible local. Now let me go back and see what is my code. I already written a code here. So you can see this is my packer hyphen Ansible JSON file is available. If you go up, I'm declaring variable. I'm not passing any values. My hard coded to my JSON file. So if you come to, you can see I'm keeping as all the variables. If you want this code, I'm going to push into my GitHub repository. So you can pick from SBI Tech World. That's a public. I'm going to keep it after my video. I'm going to keep it my bottom of the video, so you can pick from there. You can download if you want. Okay, these are all the stuff. If you go and see, so these are the builder section. We already discussed. We are going to keep only based on the cloud providers. We are going to fill all the details. So I'm using AWS. That's why I'm keeping all the AWS details. AWS details means you just want to keep the VPC and subnet and the instance type and the AMI. These are all the fields he has to finish, and what the username build with AMI. Okay, and if you look at the below, so this is the I want to build AMI with the 10 GB. That's why I'm keeping as AMI block device mapping. The device name we have keep something, and the volume size would be 10 GB, and the volume size would be 10 GB, and volume to GP2, and delete and termination is full true. Delete and termination? What does mean delete and termination? When the server is automatically terminated, the volume also it has to go. It will go off. Okay, that's why you're passing it element true. Delete and termination. If we come provisional, if you can see here, type we keep it as a shell. So type we keep it as a shell, and I'm keeping as here inline. So if you look at my earlier video, what I did earlier video, so I created a package JSON file. So what I'm calling one script called package data. So what we'll do, so package.json file, what we'll do inside package.sh file. So I'm keeping all the type of commands. So now I'm going with a different way. Uh, so that is called type is shell. Now I'm calling as inline. Inline I'm calling as sudo apt get -y update. So this AMI I'm building with Ubuntu. That's why I'm going with apt get. The earlier this one package shell I went with Red Hat one. That's why I take it as a M. Okay. So you can, I would strongly suggest to please watch my previous video, then you can understand fully Packer. Okay. So apt-get is the Ubuntu. So now I'm Ansible. I'm installing Ansible as well. Why I want to installable and why I want to install Ansible? Because I want to run the playbook locally my server. So I have to install Ansible. So before going to run the playbook. So that's why I keep it as a, so the provisioner first it will execute this one, then only it will move to the other one. If this is failed, it's not going to proceed with next level. That's why before going to run the playbook, I would like to make sure my AMI, my server level, the has to be available the Ansible. Okay, that's why I'm keeping as a Ansible here. If you come down below, the other type which I'm calling as Ansible local, and the playbook file which I'm using tomcat install apple, the browser is something like a list. So list means we can call it as n number of files. The data type would be list, so we can call it as n number. If you want, you can keep it 10 more scripts also, we can keep it here. So whether it could be Ansible or shell, whatever it is. Okay, we can call one after one. So if you keep it one after one, what will happen is first this will execute, then it will proceed with another. It will go with the serial. Okay, that's let me go back and see what is the YAML file which is available. If you go and see, this is the YAML file. Tomcat and what as the host I'm keeping as a all. So the gather fact true, the become is s means, so it has to go with the root. That's why I'm keeping as a become s. If you look at the variable which I'm passing here, Java version, and set the Java path, and the tomcat URL. Tomcat URL, where it is getting. Uh, so I took this one. If I take this one, this go to the console level, so you can see. So you can see. Sorry, you can see here. So this is the Tomcat application. After that source, I'm keeping as this. I'm going with the 9.0 latest. So there's a one which I'm keeping here. So I'm going to keep it everything locally. So you can pick from there. Tomcat port I'm keeping as, if you want you can keep it. Otherwise you can take it. These are all variables. So I don't want to pass any hard code values. That's why I'm calling as a variable. Okay. Then after that, what I'm doing debug, which I'm using, and the name. This is nothing but a task. So if you look at, if you know Ansible, that, so each and one task is a uh, if you want to create a user, that is called one task. Okay, the if you want to create one group, that is one task. If you want to create a one more, if you want to install Java, that is one task. So each and one activity you can consider as a playbook way, that is called task. So I'm keeping as a name, and name install my Java 1.8 version. So if you say, so how we are installing the provider which are using M, so the name is Java version. What is the Java version? If you go and see here, this is the Java version which I am using. I am calling as a variable. So in future, if we want to change the version, we don't want to do here, nothing to do. We just want to change here. That's why we want to go with variable. All variable is always best practice. I don't want to do any hard code value directly here. So we want to change it here. If you want feature, if you want to go, just change it here. It automatically change. Okay. Let's leave it that one how it is earlier. Okay, so that is install. The state is I'm saying present. Present means, so if you keep it present, it's going to install. If you say absent, it's going to take it out. Okay, that is called state. So it's going to install Java. Then if you come down, so it's going to set the Java default. If let's say for example, if we are server running with 2 3 Java versions in the such scenario, so we want to set it as a Java is a default one. Such way we have to set it as a setting default version is Java 8. That's why I'm keeping as alternative, setting the environment for the Java. And if you look at that, I'm creating as user Tomcat group creation. This is the group creation. The state is present. So state is present means when you're creating a new user, if you say state is present, it's going to create. If you say absent, it's going to take it out the existing one. So this is the user creation stuff, and download in the version. If you scroll down below, what is the get the URL? Get the URL means where it is getting from. If you go up little bit, the URL, what is the variable which I'm calling tomcat underscore URL? If you go up, this is the tomcat. Base the URL, it's going to download the tomcat and keep it locally. Which location I want to the destination user share. Then after to unzip the tomcat software. How we are going to unzip? Unarchive the specific tomcat file, and destination is and remote source is yes. So these are just for the basic introduction about the YAML file. So YAML file is nothing but a collection of tasks is called YAML file. So each and activity is considered as one task. Okay. Okay, that's called about the uh, or the Packer with the local Ansible. Okay, let me go ahead and my EC2 server. So here I'm this is my EC2 server. So here I have a directory. This is the package.json file. So all the stuff is available. If you run the okay, so leave the Terraform Ansible AMI that we'll talk about later. So this is the Tomcat install, all the stuff which I placed locally. So okay. Now, if you run the Packer, what will happen? If you run the Packer, there are few commands. So we discussed earlier also, and now again I'm saying, I'm going to talk about the Packer. You can see these are the commands available. If you say Packer validate, I would like to validate my JSON file before my executing. So if you say validate, I want to make sure my JSON file is valid before going to build the AMI. If you say Packer build, you can see so there is no error. So if I update something, if I keep it as a wrong something, so we'll get error. So let's say for example, if I keep it as a let me keep something. If I keep it something slash, so if I run packer validate, let's see, you can see some values showing access key something, one record unknown configuration key. So that's why it's going to validate the your syntax, the basically validation command. Now let me take it out to remove this one. Let me run again. If you run the Packer validate, there is no errors. So Packer is the syntax, everything is perfect. Now let me go ahead and run the Packer. if you run the packer, and what is the command which is available to build the packer build, take this one. So use this JSON file. The JSON file, what will do? The JSON file is going to call, the JSON file is going to build the AMI based on the provider outputs, based on the outputs in builder section. After that, the provisioner sections is going to install these commands, and this is going to run the Ansible playbook. The playbook is available locally where I am running my Packer. These are all the playbooks for the Ansible to install the Tomcat and Java stuff and user creation. Okay, let me go ahead and run the Packer build. If you run the Packer build, let's see what is going to happen. So now it's checking. You can see now it's taking the instance from the base instance. If you go back and now we can see one server is created. This is the image, base image which I am using to build a new AMI. What we'll do, taking this AMI. So if you go back and see my video, this file. So I'm keeping one AMI here. What is the AMI exactly will do? So if you go up, you can see here. This is the AMI. What image and source? What is the image? I'm taking this base image on the top of that I'm installing Ansible and Tomcat. Okay. So if you go now we can see one server is created. If you go back to console level, sorry, image and dashboard. If you go back to instance, so we can see there is a one server which is created Packer build. You can see now it is initializing. You can see here just now only started. Now still initializing. So we don't want to do anything. Packer itself only it will create the server. So we just need to pass we just need to pass what is the instance class it has to use while building the Packer and the availability zone under which VPC has to create. So we just need to pass all the details in the builder section. Okay, and AMI also should we should want we have to keep how much says the AMI has to come. So we just need to pass the details. Then after that, Packer will do everything for us. It will start the server. It will provision all the stuff for the OS level commands and shut down the server, take the AMI and destroy the server again. Okay. So now if you go back and see, now we started. You can see here. You can see here shell is these are the Python and everything. You can see if you go back, you can see they started. If you come down, you can see Python, all the stuff Ansible is going on. Ansible installation is progress. If you come down below, you can see Python is a part of Ansible. So you can see now, see provisioning with Ansible. You can see here, okay. You can see here provisioning with Ansible. If you go up, maybe we can find out provisioning with shell. So if you go up, so connected to, you can see here the provisioning with shell. Okay, so that's why you'll run. You'll start the first shell, then it'll come down to the. So you can see now here the provisioning with Ansible provisioning with you can see all the stuff is going. So user creation is progress and Java installation completed and the Tomcat group is completed, user creation done, and the download in the Tomcat version based on the URL. So based on the URL, it's going to download the Tomcat version. If you go back and see here, so it's going to download. You can see now. So you can see playbook is completed. So you can see OK is 7. So change it to 5 and so failed to 0. It means there is no errors for the Ansible playbook. Okay. So now we can see the stopping the instance. If you go back and see, so if you go back to console, so you can see instance is already shut down. If you can see Packer build is stopped. Once Packer build is stopped, it automatically initiate the backup. You can see here AMI Packer Ubuntu so is in progress, waiting for AMI to become to ready. If you go back to the AMI section, go to the AMI. So you can see one AMI is creating now. You can see the status is pending. Okay. So let me go back. This will take a few minutes of time, few seconds. So once AMI is status is available, the Packer automatically to delete the server which Packer is created. Okay. So it's almost done. So let me go back and see here. So waiting, you can see status waiting for AMI to be ready. So we don't want to do anything. We just need to pass what are the things which we want to execute as part of the Packer build. Okay. This will take another few more minutes. You can see here playbook started and gathering the facts and tomcat URL. These all are called variables which you pass. Now you can see the AMI is completed, waiting for AMI modification. AMI user, you can see in setting up the tags. So if you go back and see the AMI, you can see available status. You can see status is available. If you go back to the instance, go back to the instance, you can see the Packer AMI is stopped. Okay, let me refresh. You can see the Packer AMI is terminated. This is the one previously I tested. This is the one live. Is terminated. If you go back and see now, the wait for a few more minutes. Come build finished. The artifact successfully built. This is the AMI, which the Packer AMI were created under this region. Region, and this is the AMI is name for the particular Packer build. Okay, that's how it's work. Then we have built the AMI successfully. Now what I will do, so after build the AMI, I want to, so this is the AMI name. We have built the AMI successfully with Ansible. Now what I will do, I have one more directory here, Terraform Ansible AMI. So what it will do, if you go and see here, so if we go and so let me copy. So what we'll do, I'm by using AMI, I'm going to create a server. So uh, okay, open the provision. I would if you don't know Terraform, please watch my previous video. Terraform series is available. I would strongly suggest what is Terraform, how to use the Terraform. If you go up, so you can see. So what I'm doing, you can see EC2.tf. So what I'm doing, I'm creating one server. So you can see, I'm not hard coding any value here. I'm using the data source to pick the AMI. If you go to the IAM, if you go to the data source file, you can see data source.tf. So you can see I'm keeping it as a most recent true. What does mean most recent? When you have a AMI based on the name regex packer hyphen, what are the most recent image is available, it's going to pick and build the server. Okay, the AMI owner I want to keep, the AMI owner is, if you go back and see, this is the owner of the AMI source, this is the owner of the AMI 491. So that's a I'm calling as a data source for the particular AMI. Okay, so if I run the Terraform, so if you can see the provider, if you, the provider already I placed specified all the details. I'm using provider AWS. I want to create my under this region. This is the access key. The access key and secret key have admin access. If I run the Terraform init, it's going to download all the necessary plugins. So it's automatically take the AMI which is available uh, in our account based on the data source. So the latest one is going to pick. If I run the Terraform apply, so you can see 6 is going to create. If you say yes, if you go back and see, if you go back to the console level, so you can see task dev EC2. Now server is creating. Still it is initially, it will take a few more minutes. Now we can see apply got completed, six is added. So successfully completed to create the server. Now what happened is, so let me go back and take the IP address of the server. Let's see the server having the tomcat installed or not. Okay, let me take the public address to enter here. So oh, this is, we have to take the DNS, public DNS, then only it will work. Say enter, I don't think so. So when I say yes, still it is blocking. Let me go take the public IP address, log into the server. So I think even I'm not able to log in server. Why? Because this server is created with oh, your keys is fine. I have keys already. So if I keep it, let me take the public IP address of server. Go to my keys and open. Go to the server. EC2 user. Oh, this is Ubuntu. Sorry guys. Ubuntu Ubuntu. Okay, this is Ubuntu server. If you go and let's say install Java version, you can see Java version already installed OpenJDK. That is the one which we used as part of the AMI build. If you go back and see tomcat installation Ansible, if we come down, you can see. So inside YAML, we have installed Java. So if we go back and let's go back and see tomcat installed systems systemctl start tomcat. So might be tomcat not found. So what we need to do, or we can go opt. So here our user local might be default somewhere is already installed. Sbin. So it's not available. Somewhere tomcat installed. So not sure where is exactly tom. Okay, let me go back to the where log. So we can find out where the tomcat installed. This is the cloud init output. If you go and see here, so you can see here somewhere tomcat is installed. So you can see tomcat here. So Apache source is going to download user share. Okay, let me go back to the user share. So you can see. So you can see here, this is the tomcat and this is the inside. So we can see bin, all the stuff is available. So you can see here inside bin, everything. If you want to start the tomcat services, use the startup. So permission is saying denied. So we have to change the permission, but there is a few more things we have to add. So you can see, I hope you guys understand how we need to install the tomcat. So that's all from my end. I hope you guys like my video. Please do subscribe my channel, and if you have any queries, please do comment section. Thank you.